Okay, we're going to talk about quadrilaterals for chapter 6, quiz number 4. And a quadrilateral is a four-sided shape. A polygon is just a shape that's closed. So triangles are polygons, hexagons are polygons, octagons, nonagons, all of those things are polygons. But quadrilaterals are special because they only have four sides. You guys know that quads, like a four-wheeler or a razor or something, are often called quads because they have four wheels. And so a quadrilateral, this means four and this means side. So four sides. Okay, so all of these examples down here are quadrilaterals, okay? And you just have to remember how to differentiate between all of these shapes. What makes them what they are? So what makes a square a square? We know that all four sides on a square are the same length or are congruent. Congruent means equal. Okay, so we show that with these little marks. This side is the same as this side, is the same as this side, and is the same as this side. We also know that a square is not a square unless it has four right angles. So every single corner is a 90-degree angle or a right angle. Okay, that's very similar to a rectangle. All of those sides angles have to have a 90-degree angle too. But on a rectangle, you guys well know that all four sides are not the same length. These two sides are the same length. These two sides are the same length. So the opposite sides are congruent on a rectangle or equal. We also know that the opposite sides are parallel. So these sides are parallel to these and these sides are parallel to these. Okay, so that's what makes a rectangle a rectangle. How about a rhombus? A rhombus is very similar to a square. We know that all four sides are the same length on a rhombus, except different than a square, the angles do not have to be right angles. Okay, so rhombus, all sides are the same length, but all the angles do not have to be the same, like on a square. And I guess I should add that. All angles are 90 degrees. Same with a rectangle. All angles are 90 degrees. Okay, in a parallelogram, it's called a parallelogram because these sides are parallel, so the opposite sides, these sides are parallel. Okay, so opposite sides are parallel. Oh, my pen doesn't work very good. Okay, on an isosceles trapezoid, these are just two different types of trapezoids. An isosceles trapezoid, these are the same length, but on a regular or a different type of trapezoid, just a trapezoid, these are not the same length. Okay, these are also parallel on an isosceles trapezoid, and these are parallel on a regular trapezoid. So on a trapezoid, only one pair of sides is parallel, different than other shapes. Okay, and on a kite, which is our very last one, it's different than all the rest because it's the two sides that are right next to each other that are congruent. So these two sides, this one and this one, are the same, and this one and this one are the same. So we call those sides adjacent sides because adjacent sides, adjacent means right next door to each other. So sometimes you'll hear about adjacent neighbors that are adjacent to you, and that's your next door neighbor. Okay, we can also call it consecutive because consecutive means right in a row. Consecutive sides are congruent. So I've seen both of those terms used for a kite. Consecutive and adjacent, that just means right next door to each other, meaning that these two sides are the same, these two sides are the same.